So
no gains sucks.
don't do that.
So
no gains is worse than an injury.
So over the last 9-10 years, we've been getting a lot of questions on injury, so pain, mainly in rotator cuff injuries, ACL, like knee injuries, as well as lower back pain. So on today's episode, we're talking about why these injuries are often happening with training and working out, as well as how to reduce the risk of those injuries and some exercises to help recover from those injuries. So enjoy the video. Snapchat Daniel Legier. Hi Brad and Jess, what are the most common injuries in weightlifting that can be easily avoided? And Daniel, I've been getting to know you a little bit on Snapchat, so I think I know your story. I think you, if I last remember, you're in your 40s. So I'm getting up there myself. And I've noticed for myself, I have to warm up a lot more than I did when I was in my early 20s. So I think a lot of reasons why people are getting hurt when they do get up there in age is because they're just hitting the weights, going a little bit too heavy too early on without actually warming up their joints, warming up their body, warming up their muscles. So make sure you get a good warm up in as well.
Yeah, I think of rotator cuff tears a lot, right?
Does
that come up in your mind? Yeah, I feel like people can really mess up their rotator cuffs by doing improper form on things like pulling motions.
Well, pushing too.
And pushing motion, like pull downs, pull ups,
bench press,
benches,
flies.
yeah.
It's really common, and sometimes guys, especially, I think, will go too heavy for their current strength, and they'll just kind of like muscle it out and use sloppy form, and then that causes injury. So
besides lifting with proper form and proper weight, one of the ways to decrease rotator cuff injuries is to strengthen them with these exercises.
Standing dumbbell Cuban press is a great exercise to strengthen the muscles in your often neglected rotator cuff, thus reducing risk of injury and improving your strength in pressing exercises.
The side-lying one-arm dumbbell external rotation is another great rotator cuff exercise that improves shoulder joint mobility and strength.
The seated one-arm dumbbell external rotation is a great rotator cuff exercise that improves shoulder joint mobility and strength.
The cable face pull with external rotation is a fantastic exercise to not only target the upper back muscles, but it also strengthens your rotator cuff muscles, which is key for healthier shoulders. This diagonal dumbbell shoulder PNF exercise is an active stretching protocol used to prevent overuse injuries and improve shoulder biomechanics by moving the shoulder and the rotator cuff in different planes of movement. Now Jessica's going to explain why people have ACL injuries with their workouts and how to improve it.
and the most common cause of ACL tears is the knees buckling inwards towards each other. This is so dangerous, which, as you probably know, is super common, especially for female athletes, because we have a larger Q angle, meaning our hips are wider naturally than where our knees are. So they tend to angle that way naturally. But when we have weak outer thigh muscles, our knee can cave in too much, and that's really bad, especially when you're landing from a jump or you're squatting with heavy weight. You definitely don't want your knees buckling in towards each other. It's much better and safer for you to be pushing your knees outward when you're doing squats, when you're doing lunges, step-ups, any knee bending exercise. You want to err more towards the outside. So that doesn't mean excessively pushed outward. Straight would be ideal, but if you turn your toes slightly outward and you track your knees over your toes, like meaning you point your knees in the same direction that your toes are, that's going to be so much safer for you and help you balance out the strength of your inner and outer thighs. Not only will this little form change also help protect your knees from future injuries, it will also make them feel better and help you develop a more balanced shape with your lower body.
ACL, or I've seen a lot of lower back.
Lower back
issues.
is really common,
improper deadlift form, improper bent over rows, any sort of back row really. A lot of people will have, they'll round their back and just put a lot of strain on the lower back. So totally critical to watch proper form no matter what you're doing.
Not just for safety, but also so you actually get gains.
You're working the target muscle.
And you don't waste your time in the gym, because bad form not only can cause injuries, but it also can be like disappointing in terms of no gains. So
no gains sucks.
don't do that.
So
no gains is worse than an injury.
So lift safely, but lift to get your gains. So in our workout programs, we have warm-ups, we have exercise video demonstrations to teach you how to do exercises properly with good form. So if you want to find the best program for you based on your fitness level, your current goals, and access to equipment, go take our Live Lean Body quiz. We'll put the link down below or right up here. And today's question of the day, have you suffered from workout-related injuries? If so, what were they? Comment down below. All right, now I want you to go check out that full video on how to reduce knee pain. You can go check it out right over here.